Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 6th. We're going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we're going to see what is going on for you at this time. You have this Distant Horizons card and this Pathway card coming up first. I actually feel like something is much closer than you think. So if you've been hoping for a new path to become available for you, then I feel like something's becoming available. I also have kind of like a weird message popping into my head that, for some of you, I feel like someone out there is like on a list, or maybe you're on a wait list for something like to get into an apartment, or you're just on a wait list for something. I feel like saying your spot is coming up, or it could be your child's spot. I don't know. These are the words that are popping into my head. So I don't know, maybe you're waiting to get your child into a school or something like that. It's almost like a spot is opening up. I don't know. Might only be for like one of you out there, but, it popped into my head for sure. And again, I kind of feel like it's a lucky situation. It just feels like the stars aligned here to make this happen, or, something along those lines. So I really like to see that for sure. But again, you have this Pathway card and this Distant Horizon card. A new path is opening up for you, but like right now. And the reason I also say that is you have the King of Cups, the Strength card. You've been patient to the World. The World is my card of birth. She's kind of like being birthed through the center of the world. She's being pushed out the other side. Sometimes we can kind of be stuck in the squeeze with the world. We can feel like nothing is changing, nothing's moving, and then we just pop out the other side. And I kind of feel that's what's happening here, is that there's a new path becoming available to you in your life. And it's kind of like a path where I feel like you don't have to make any sacrifices. It's much more balanced in your direction is what I'm getting. Kind of interesting. This is the After Tarot, and you can see that these two people are fighting with that lady sitting there. The Two of Swords, can represent like trying to make a decision. She needs to trust her intuition, but it's also kind of mediation. It kind of represents kind of trying to get two sides to come together. And I'm getting this in like all areas of your life. It's like maybe for a very long time, Gemini, I feel like you get into a relationship or a business, and it's like you're always making a lot of sacrifices, or you're always making, it's always like maybe not very balanced, right? And I think no matter whatever situation we get into, love, business, money, there's always going to be sacrifices that have to be made. There's always going to have to be some back and forth, right? But I feel like it's always unbalanced for you. And again, I think this new path that is opening up for you is something that's completely different. You have the Death card here, which is a transformation. It's something that's much more balanced. Look, you can see this lady is hugging this lion on the Strength card to the Two of Pentacles. Balance. So it's almost as if, this could be, sorry, I almost just dropped it. It could be love that's coming in for you. Could be this person. Kind of looks like a fire sign to me. You have the King and Queen of Wands if you want love. Really good. But whatever it is, doesn't matter. I feel like what matters here is that it's much more balanced. It's much more, again, there will still be sacrifices that have to be made, I'm sure. Nothing is perfect. But this is much, much closer to perfection than anything you've experienced before. So I feel pretty good about this. Some of you, I feel like you almost like, in the recent past, maybe you've kind of given up hope in finding something that could make you happy, that could, bring abundance into your life, whatever the case may be. But I feel like it's here, whatever this is. With the King of Cups, you have the Strength card. You've been waiting for a very long time, feeling like it's not going to happen. That's literally what I feel. I kind of feel you have finally maybe gotten a situation to submit to you in some way. It could be a Leo, by the way, as well. With the Two of Swords, you have the Empress. Definitely a lot of abundance coming in for you. I feel like you are entering into an extremely abundant time. I feel like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you here as well. I get happiness. I also get something about children. I said something about children at the beginning of the reading, and I keep getting something about children here. It's weird. This is the only card that you have that could potentially represent children. It's more of a card of birth, but I get something about a child here, but again, it has to do with like approval. I don't know. That might be for one of you. For others, I feel like there is a birth here, not necessarily a baby. I feel like you are birthing something new. You're birthing into a new world, like I said, with that World card. We actually see a lot of transformation here. Death, you have the Hermit. Sorry, wrong camera. You have Death, the Hermit, who's holding a snake. His staff is a snake in the After Tarot. And then you have the World. And the snake can represent shedding your skin. World, obviously a transformation. With the Death card, you have the Three of Swords. Some of you have probably separated away from something here with the Death card. And I feel like not only that, you end with the Three of Swords, but this Three of Swords is showing up in the area of the good stuff, Gemini. And, this Three of Swords in the After Tarot has actually gone through a healing, has gone through, the swords are out of the heart. So I feel for a lot of you could be going through a healing. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this truth card. I do feel some of you have a person coming in who's delivering a truth, and it could be unexpected just because maybe you thought a person would never tell the truth. I kind of feel, that's what I feel. I feel that for some of you, if someone's coming in to tell you the truth from the past, it could be one of those things where you knew this person was a liar, but maybe you just never expected the truth. And I feel like you're finally getting the truth. This is one of those few exceptions where I would say I do feel this will set you free. You have the Page of Pentacles to the King of Wands to the Three of Swords, but it's a good Three of Swords. So it's almost like someone could be messaging you and providing closure with the Page of Pentacles here. They could be providing, kind of like some clarity on what happened or whatever. And again, normally I would say avoid it at all costs. But in this situation, I actually feel like it could be healing or, it could be just a good thing to let happen. I do feel like you are in a place of being healed. So it's like one of those things where maybe normally it would bother you if someone did this, but I think that you've healed to a point where it won't even bother you if someone delivers you a message. I'm not even saying you have to respond to this person either. It could just be kind of like intuitively I'm getting, could just be a message that you don't even respond to, but that's what I'm getting here. I also feel for some of you that you're like improving your finances with this Page of Pentacles. You have the Strength card. I feel like you're seeing how strong you are and how strong you can be like in a situation like this. I also feel that you are going to be showing off or getting a lot of attention in the future. I always say that she normally has her hands in the lion's mouth, and it's like, who in their right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth? And the answer is nobody, Gemini. So she is doing something that requires a lot of strength, but she's also kind of showing off in a positive way. She has conquered her inner demons, her inner voice. And by doing that, she is being seen by other people as being strong. So I feel like people are seeing you as really standing out at this time. And here you go. You have the Hermit. The Hermit says you need to stand out more. He has that star in his lantern. It's like the star card, but it's in the lantern. He's not like shining it bright. He should be kind of using it to teach other people or to be an inspiration or an example for other people. So if you've overcome something difficult, I think it's time to share that with people. It's going to lead to a lot of success. I do also feel that you could have a person coming in for you, some like very fiery connection here. Look, King and Queen of Wands. I do like the King and Queen of Wands in love. To me, divine counterparts. Doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. But I kind of feel someone is coming out of comfort, like a comfort zone, or someone is coming out of the darkness and revealing that they're interested in you. That Page of Pentacles could be a message, that someone is interested, a new person. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Magician. I feel like whatever this is, you attracted it. I feel like it's both. Like if you're getting the truth from a person, I feel like you attracted the truth. If this is a new person messaging you, which I do feel for some of you it is, I feel it's like someone you attracted, someone who has a mastery over a lot of tools as well. I feel like it's a very, this is going to sound wrong, but again, this is a message I'm getting. I feel like this is a very useful person. And again, I don't know what that means. It's the message I'm getting, so there you go. But I feel like they have a lot of skills. With the Strength card, you have the Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing. Again, the truth is coming out. The truth is being revealed. And, it could be one of those things, It's like Mars is finally past the degree that it went retrograde at. So, I'm wondering if some of you are kind of finally getting clarity because, that Mars retrograde was in Gemini. And, technically, I feel like we're in the shadow until the middle of March, or really the end of March. I would just say until it leaves Gemini, there it goes. But what I would say is that could be why, a truth is being revealed here because we're kind of like past that conflict energy. With the Hermit, you have the Seven of Wands. Yes, 2 sevens is internal fears that don't exist. So I feel like something needs to be revealed to the world. And it could be a hidden talent, gift, skill, and ability that you have, Gemini, with the Magician. I also get this message popping into my head that something is going to be like more well received than you realize. I feel like some of you, it's like you could be trying to, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel or a business or something, but you're like not sure what to do. I feel like you're in this a little bit of like an overthinking mode because of the 2 sevens, maybe some fears, and maybe you just don't, maybe you have an idea for a channel that's different than anything else. And I feel like you're kind of fearing that it won't be well received, your message. But I do get something here about the truth coming out in the sense that you could be sharing your message with the world. It could be on a blog. You could be doing some public speaking. You could be talking to your business or your career. You could be giving a talk. I see like all these things popping into my head. So if you are about to share your voice in any way, I don't care how, could be on Twitter, right? Whatever. If you're about to share your voice, I feel like what's going to surprise you, not totally unexpected, but just surprising, is how well it is actually going to be received by people. So I would encourage you to do it. Next, we're going to look at the critical information you need to hear right now. You have this, you're creating a you that you will be proud of, strength card, for sure. You have this emotions card. It says focused on your love life instead of work. Careful not to allow work to interfere with love and the other way around. Yeah, so balance. If you're I feel like you could be attracting just someone who's really sexy, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. So make sure to do things in balance. Make sure that love doesn't consume your life, or vice versa. You have the Two of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands and the World. The Two of Pentacles is literally the card of work hard, play hard. The Two of Pentacles is all about balance. It's also all about doing things in balance, doing things the right way. So make sure that you are balancing your energies. And if you're working hard, make sure you're playing hard. If you're playing hard, make sure you're working hard. As long as you do that, you'll be perfectly fine. You have the King of Wands. I definitely feel you could be attracting a King of Wands, Queen of Wands type person, take it how it resonates. And I feel like this person's very bold, very assertive. I also feel they kind of like do their own thing. I always say that the Queen of Wands, she is a card of not caring what anyone thinks. So she kind of, marches to the beat of her own drummer, right? She does her own thing, whatever she wants. She lives her life her own way. And I think that's what will stand out to you the most about a person that could be approaching you, is that they really live life on their own terms. And by the way, if things I think the thing that will attract you the most to this person I'm getting is that if things don't match up to their vision of life, they make the changes. They don't just like sit around and wait. They are probably someone who's obsessed with growth as well, because the Strength card is a card of personal growth, personal development. So you could be attracting a person who's very much focused on personal development. But again, intuitively, the message I'm getting is what will attract you most is that if their circumstances don't match the life they desire, they change them. They change the circumstances. They change the game. They do whatever they have to do. So it's like that type of person, very driven, very motivated. You have the World as well, probably the most important card in your reading, because not only are you completing cycles, but I feel like you're birthing. You're going through a birth, you're transforming. You have the Death card here, and you're being pushed through the world. You're being pushed through the portal. She is a sorceress, the lady in the middle, and she uses every type of energy she possibly can to create her reality. Some people read her as like an intersex being because she has the mastery over, all forms of every single form of energy that exists. So I really feel, especially with the Magician, it's almost like you're using everything at your disposal. Every single energy, every single superpower, every single hidden talent, gift, skill, and ability. It's like everything's coming together. So love it. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. I thought you had the Queen of Pentacles as well, but I guess not. I was making that up in my head. But King of Pentacles, something permanent. Again, pretty much everyone gets the King of Pentacles nowadays. To me, Uranus and Taurus, this is the card of Taurus. And I do feel that pretty much everyone is focused on King of Pentacles energy, like permanent change, permanent positivity, getting into permanent relationships. We kind of maybe have like a little bit stronger of a desire for permanence, things that last for a long time. And so, again, it makes sense to me that you could be focused on that. I do see your finances improving here, by the way. With the King of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. I'm telling you right now, this is like a person. And again, I feel like you need to balance the energies. If this is not a person, and maybe it's not. It could be both, by the way. I feel like this is a project or something you're working on. Sometimes I think, you work on a project, you're really excited about it, and you want to work hard on it, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But what I would say is make sure that you're also playing. Make sure you're doing other things. Make sure you're not ignoring people who are important to you, right? Because I feel like you could be very driven, very motivated, really kind of moving towards success, and something is motivating you here. I kind of feel like it's your last card right here, this Come to the Edge card, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I feel like something's motivating you, so you just want to work and work and work, but just make sure that you're not like burning yourself out. Make sure that you're not getting tired or exhausted. Now with the World card, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition. There really is no competition. I feel like you need to realize that if something's for you, it's for you. It doesn't matter how many people are doing it. That's kind of like the energy that I get here, is that you could be thinking, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, but there's too much competition, or, something like that. But, if something's for you, it's for you. That's all. I think that's all you need to know. Sorry, didn't want to do that. But, that's all you need to know there, Gemini. Next, in your last row, for the good stuff, whatever shows up here is going to be positive no matter what. You have this come to the edge card. Again, I think this is the thing that's making you so motivated. The come to the edge card kind of represents going to the edge and then going just a little bit further. It's kind of like a card of getting stronger. I always say that if we want to grow in business, we have to kind of like keep pushing the boundaries, right? If we want to grow in love, same thing. If we want to grow in any area of our life, we have to be improving. It's kind of like lifting weights. It's like the more weight you lift, the bigger your muscles get, right? And you can't really grow muscles lifting the same amount of weight over and over and over again, which isn't entirely true, but still, you get my point, right? And what I would say is that I kind of feel something's happening for you this week, the 6th. It's almost as if I see you, it's like maybe you just dabble in something, or you're trying something in work or business. Could also be your love life, and it works. And it could be like a new idea. And because it works, then that's what's motivating you here. That's what's giving you these strong desires. Queen and King of Wands, they really move towards their desires. If they want to do something, it's because they really feel it deep down inside. That's the only reason they do things, is because it feels right, because their inner voice or their inner self is telling them, hey, you desire to do this. It makes you happy, right? It brings you joy. So if something brings you joy, why wouldn't you want to do it? And that's kind of like the feeling I get here, is that something is bringing you a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and I feel like you're moving more in the direction of joy, happiness, abundance, kind of all that other good stuff. You have the Ten of Wands here. Ten of Wands is kind of like a card of carrying a heavy burden. But again, this is the area of the good stuff. So I feel like you are releasing some heavy burdens, some weights that you've been carrying. And you see how he's holding on to one wand? The King and Queen of Wands are holding on to one wand. It's almost as if you're really focusing on what's important. Sometimes I feel with the Ten of Wands, we're carrying other people's garbage. We're carrying other people's responsibilities. It's almost as if the good thing that's going on is I feel like you're no longer carrying the burdens of other people, and not just love, but all areas of your life. You also have the Three of Swords. So again, I feel like you're going through a healing process, or you have been healed, and I feel there's a lot more kind of healing that you've done. I also feel like you've forgiven some past situations, and whenever we forgive a past situation, that's where we get to move on, right? Or we truly heal when we've forgiven something. We're no longer hurting ourselves, and that's what that card really says. So let's see. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles, leaving a comfort zone. Again, normally I'm not a big fan of the Four of Pentacles, but this is the area of the good stuff. So it looks to me like, number one, you could be stabilizing your finances like we talked about with that King of Pentacles. But I also feel that you're growing. Four of Pentacles, he's too attached to, the past. He's too attached to whatever he's holding on to. And I feel like you're releasing what you've been holding on to and moving forward, or you're at least moving towards bigger and better things. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, again, another card that I don't really like, but in the area of the good stuff, I feel like you're making progress. And you're probably just progressing, or you're seeing something actually grow. Normally the the Knight of Pentacles, he needs to plant seeds in the field behind him so that he can see growth. But I actually feel like you're seeing growth or progress in your life. So, love it. And with the Three of Swords, you have the Emperor. So there could be an Emperor type person. You have the Emperor and the Empress, divine counterparts. You are clearly after healing. You are attracting a divine counterpart if you want love. Even if you do want love, but if you don't also, I feel that again, remember what we said about the World card being a combination of all energies. You have the Emperor and the Empress. It's almost like you're combining all the energies that exist, and this is what's leading to success, Gemini. So love it. We're going to pull 3 yes, no, maybe cards. If you have questions, great. Feel free to pause the reading. We're doing 1, 2, 3. If you don't have questions, that's fine too. We're going to just put all 3 cards together at the end like a personalish reading. So feel free to pause now to think of your questions. But for question number 1, I would say yes. I feel it's almost like you've already moved on from something here. I would just say yes. There you go. There you go. For question number 2, hell yes. You have 2 6s, which I love. I love 2 6s. To me, it kind of says you're going in the right direction. You're on the right path. So confirmation for your path. And for question number 3, I would say yes. You have the Ace of Pentacles. For all of you, putting this all together, I feel like you need to move towards a new opportunity that is entering into your life at this time with that Ace of Pentacles. It shows up in the reading as well. There's clearly a new opportunity that has just a ton of potential with that Ace of Pentacles.